Flosstube. I am Danielle, and this is my channel, Love and Stitchin', a channel about cross stitch. Today is Tuesday, October 18th, 2022, and this is Flosstube number 30. Thank you so much for coming back and joining me today, and thank you to the new subscribers and those who have been with me since the beginning. I really appreciate your support and being here and just spending some time with me. So it has been about a month, I think a month almost, pretty close to it, since I have been on here, and there's been a lot going on, a lot of stitching, so my table is covered, and so hopefully this will not take terribly long. I may have to film sooner than a month because my stitching bug is coming back, and granted, work is about to pick back up. I've had a little bit of a break, so we'll just have to see how that goes. But let's see what's been going on since I saw you last. We had fall break last week, and so my husband was off work, which was great. He had some extra vacation time to take off, and so my daughter and my son both had the same week off, and we actually were just home the entire week potty training my 3-year-old. So that was exciting, I guess. We're not 100% there, but she's making progress and picking things up, and so we're hopeful that we will get there soon, and thankfully school is going to be helping with that when she's there, so they're very supportive of all of that, which is great. And we've just been doing all the fall things. So we went apple picking in Georgia, and I think it was Blue Ridge, Georgia, that we went apple picking. That was the first time we've ever gone, and that was a lot of fun. The kids had a great time. This farm had not just apple picking, but they had all kinds of activities, even pig races that we were not expecting. So they got to do a lot of different fun activities that were at the farm, and then get some apples. And their aunt and uncle were able to join because it was only about an hour from them. So they surprised them and drove up, which was great. So that was a lot of fun. We've already gone pumpkin picking once, so to one farm, and we're going to be going this weekend to another one up in Cleveland, which is north of us, and that'll be fun too. And then this past weekend we went and played in the leaves up on the mountain. So we are about 45 minutes from Lookout Mountain, Georgia, and it's just south of us. And every year we go up there to Point Park is what it's called. And you can see 7 states from this viewpoint. And so it's a really cool place to go. And they love to go play the leaves. I like to see the fall colors. There's also like a battleground, like I think it's Chickamauga Battleground maybe. I can't remember. And so we like to go out there and just check it out. It's a yearly tradition that we do. So we still have some more fun things coming up for the fall and festivals and things like that we're looking forward to. But that's kind of where we're at. So like I said, I've had a little bit of a lull in work, which has been nice. It's about to pick back up though. I just got the notice that things are picking back up on Thursday. So we'll see what that does for stitching time and things like that. But kids are back in school, which is great. So I wanted to go ahead and get a video because like I said, there is a lot on this table. So let's get started with my finishes. I'm not sure how many I've got there. Actually, there was one thing I was going to do first. So since September ended, since my last video, I have been doing quarterly updates on my stitching progress as far as whips and finishes and things like that go. So we had our 3rd quarter finish. So I've got my statistics there for that I wanted to share. So for the entire year, I have 76 finishes. Keep in mind, a lot of those are ornaments and small finishes. So when I started the year, I had a total of 50 whips. And so of those finishes, 15 of those were ones that I had initially started the year off with. So I finished 15 of the ones that I had at the beginning of the year. And that's actually only like 2 more than I had from quarter number 2. So I think I had 13 finishes from that list. So I only finished 2 more, which is not really great progress. But so of those, 61 of my finishes were new starts. My current whip total as of October 1st, since then I have started things, was 41. So overall I've whittled down from 50 to 41. So I've gotten 9 off of my list. A lot of my whips are Christmas, and so I think I might be able to get that number down before the end of the year to below 41. We'll see what I can get finished and what I add on. Hopefully I'll try to just add things on that are things that I can finish and get them finished rather than adding to that number, but we'll see. It's all, in good fun. Okay, so for my finishes, these are the fully finished pieces. The first one is September 9 patch. by Primrose Stitches. And I stitched this on coffee tea dyed. I did it myself, 25 count Lugana. And I've just been finishing them in this little box. I'm still thinking about changing up the finish at some point. I'm not sure. But for now, this is where they are, and they hang in my kitchen. And they just are on washers and magnets. I use the called for colors, I believe. Let's see. Did I write them down? So I changed the crows. So the black, I changed it from 844 to 3021 DMC, but that's the only change that I made. And the only reason I did that was I didn't have 844, I think. So, and I just put some backing fabric on it and then put it up there. So I do think this fabric was maybe a little bit darker than it could have been for this, because you can see the difference. It shows up a lot better on this one, but it still works. And I decided I was not going to do October for right now. So I'm skipping October because I don't stitch a lot of Halloween. And that one's more Halloween focused. But I did stitch November. So November, December, and that will be a series of 11 for me. I may eventually stitch, because it's a cute stitch, October. And my husband likes Halloween, so I may still do that. I just, at this point, didn't want to do it. So we'll see. Okay, so my next finished is another Primrose Cottage. And it is Pumpkin Kisses. So there's the pattern. And I think I used all the called for on this one. It's on 25 count, either oatmeal Lugana or vintage country mocha Lugana, I think. And there is my finish on this. So this is a paddle board that I got from TJ Maxx. And so you can see that the board is a little bit taller than it, but I didn't think it mattered that much, especially since the bow is going to cover it up. And so I just put some backing fabric that I've got on it, and it is leaves, so you can kind of see the leaves there. And then I've got two bows that I've got up there, and I thought that they matched perfectly, so I was excited about that. And then just a little acorn. I think I got the acorn button probably from Hobby Lobby, like a little packet in the fall section from Hobby Lobby. So this one's super cute. I've got it sitting on a tiered tray right now. I do have a little bit of a cold, so I apologize. My kids had runny noses last week, and they graciously passed that on to me. So, okay, so this is a fun one that I wanted to share. I've shared a little bit about this one before, because it's a series that I'm doing, but I've got a little bit more information that a viewer shared with me on a video previously, and so I wanted to share that information with you guys. So this is a finish by Trail Creek Farms. It was a free pattern that I got online in 2006. I don't think the website is still active. You might still be able to find this pattern to purchase somewhere, like at an offhand store or eBay or something like that. I did go looking for some more Trail Creek Farm patterns, and they are out there. You just have to find them, and I think most of them are probably used rather than new. But this is what the patterns are, and so there's 4 seasons. So this is the little winter pillow, the spring pillow, summer, and fall is what I stitched. So I have stitched spring, summer, and now fall. And here is the finish. I think I just picked colors. I didn't write down what they were. But I know that it was like Classic Colorworks Pumpkin Harvest. I think this is, oh, what's that lighter green that Priscilla and Chelsea use? One of the lighter greens. I can't think what it is. And then Embers, I think, are the colors. Whoops. So it's just a little teeny tiny finish. And it's super cute. So this is the 3rd one that I've done. And I have 2 ways that I display these, depending on what fits with my display at the time. So sometimes I'll just lean it up against this little ladder that I got. And I got this off of a shop on Etsy. It's for a tiered tray. And so sometimes I'll just lean it up against there. I don't have a magnet or anything, so sometimes this will just sit by itself. But for this one, I thought it worked perfectly. And I can normally prop it up a little bit better when it's sitting down. Just sitting kind of in here behind some of the pumpkins that I've got in this little tray. And this just sits on my hutch that I've got. So that's how I display it. So I've just got a whole bunch of pumpkins stacked in there. And then I put it up against there and lean it up. But I have to finagle it to make it work. So that's that finish. However, some interesting information that I learned. And I want to say thank you to Katrina at Trina Bella's. So she posted this. It was a while back that she posted it, but because I hadn't been working on it, I kind of forgot about it. But then I remembered since I was going to show that finish. So I'm going to read what she said in her comment because it's some information about Trail Creek Farm that I did not know. So the designer behind Trail Creek Farms is Susan Ebright. I'm not sure if I said that right. The sister-in-law of the Lizzie Kate designer, Linda Ebright. The pillows for the Trail Creek Farm freebies were available for purchase way back when. Stitch pieces were attached to the pillows with matching covered buttons, which came with the pillows. So these little pillows that they finished them on, apparently they came with, like, I guess in a kit. All you had to do was then just attach them on there. And the picture's not great. I do apologize for that. Like I said, I printed this off in 2006. So, long time ago. So anyways, I thought that was super interesting. I just thought you guys might find that interesting as well. All right, so my next fully finished, this is something that I stitched last year. Well, 3 somethings that I stitched last year. I'm not convinced that I'm completely done with them. I think I want to add some trim on them, but trim is not my specialty, especially on a pillow, so I'm not sure. I haven't been able to take the time to figure out how to do that, how I want to do that, you know, that kind of thing. So for now, they're finished. But these are the Lizzie Kate Autumn Smalls. So I already have this piece finished. It's on a board that I switched it out with, like a tray, a easel stand. I can't think. An easel stand that I switch it out with monthly, but now I've got all of these ones done. So I actually have the entire 4 seasons done, all 4 patterns for them now, which is great. And now these ones are fully finished. So the first one is Hoot, which is this cute little owl. So all I did was finish them into a little pillow. My sewing stools are still the same place where they were, but it works. And so on the back, I did cut the opening to fill it on the back. So I just used some of the wool felt that I got from Primrose Crowded Stitches and put it on. And I am going to say that I did hot glue it on. That's how I attached it. And I was excited to hear that the ladies at Primrose also sometimes hot glue theirs on, even though they are way better pillow sewers than I am. So that made me feel a little bit better about it. And then I attached this little leaf as well on the back. So that's the first one. I stitched these all on coffee tea dyed Monaco, which for me, sewing on that is a little bit more difficult. So maybe next time if I am going to do a pillow on coffee tea dyed Monaco, I'll add fabric around it, because when I'm trying to do the corners, it was really difficult because it's a stiffer fabric for me to do that with. The next one was Halloween. So I just stitched it in a long pillow, and then I did some coordinating fabric. Again, the same thing with the wool felt and just a little pumpkin button that I think was from like the sticker section maybe. At Michael's, I want to say. But it could have been Hobby Lobby. And then the other one is Haunted. So that's in just another little pillow. And like I said, I want to add some trim, I think, to them. And then more coordinating fabric. I did do different fabrics on the back of all of them. And the little pumpkin and the wool felt. So, I don't know if I can get all 3 of them up here together, but let's try. There are the 3 of them. So, super cute pillows. They sit in my little wagon that I have that's decked out for Halloween. I'll put a picture of it in the beginning of the video so you can see that. All right, so my final fully finish is my October Sampler of the Month by Country Cottage Needleworks. So it's this one. I did change the colors on this. And that thing does not want to stay. So here is my finish. Pull it back a little bit. All right, so I stitched it on 28 count coffee tea dyed Monaco. I changed the house and some of the pumpkins. So the pumpkins here that are 2 different colors, I changed that to Sweet Potato by Weeks Dye Works. That's one of my favorite fall colors because it's a little bit darker than some of the other ones, but it's more like a reddish orange color. So I really like that color to stitch with. And then the other thing that I did is I changed these. This was cats. So you can see in the chart, it is charted as little kitties. And I changed them to little scarecrows. And I got the scarecrow from the Heart and Hand Joyful Journal November. So you can see up top there's just a little scarecrow, so I literally just took him and stitched him here. Now in my last video, I think I had only started him, and so I had green pants on him initially because that's what it calls for, is green and blue. But because of the grass down here, I didn't want his pants to blend in with the grass. So I went back and I changed it to wagon wheel, and I used wagon wheel. And then the blue, I think I used like blue jeans by Classic Colorworks. And I think everything else is the same on this one. So I have some backing fabric that is actually leaves. You kind of can't tell, but they're swirly leaves. And then I got some ribbon that I think I got this year from, that actually might be from Joann's. And then some pumpkin ribbon, and then a little leaf up here in the middle. And then I've got the twine bow that's orange that has my little pumpkin that hangs down. So this board I got from a thrift store. And so I have just been using it to switch them out. They're on washers and magnets, and they hang there. So they're perfect for this finish. So this is, I've got November that I'm working on. It's a whip, so I'll share that with you. And then December is technically also a whip because I started it last year. I just never finished it. So I've got 2 more in the series, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get them done this year, which is exciting. So I'll have the entire series done at that point. So those are all of my fully finished objects. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way. All right, on to my finishes. There are a few to go over here. So since I've been able to stitch a little bit more, I've not been as sick with the pregnancy. I've been able to stitch in the car a little bit, and my car project is my home is where the wreath is. So I had finished the H. I was able to get some time in and finish my E. So it's not very exciting, but the E is finished. And I'm now working on the M. So the M is outlined, and I've got like one leg of the M up to there stitched, I think. So I still have to go the whole way over. But I've been working on it in the car. So when my husband's driving, when I've got like 10 minutes before picking up the kids from school or whatever, or I was at swim last night because they're both in swim lessons together now. So I was stitching a little bit on it there. So trying to get that one done hopefully by the end of the year as well. That would be really nice. All right, so these are in no particular order. I will try to show my, let's see, my fall finishes first. And then we'll work on Christmas because I am, minus the November piece, I am done with my fall stitching now. So I'm moving on to pretty much 100% Christmas, which is what I've been in the mood to do. It was kind of a battle to finish up all of my fall stitching because I love fall. I've got so much fall, but Christmas I love as well. So I was just really getting excited to start stitching Christmas, but I had some fall things I wanted to finish up. So this is the November 9 patch. It is stitched on 25 count oatmeal Lugana. I think it shows up really well. This fabric's a little bit lighter than the last one. And again, I'm pretty sure I used all the called for colors. Yes, I didn't make any changes. And so I got the PDF patterns of these, so I just write on them if I printed them off, and then write on if I make any color changes. So it will just get finished up, find some coordinating fabric, and go in that little box here in a couple weeks. So that is that one. That one was super quick. It took a day, maybe a day and a half, if that. So, all right, the next one is my Manny Donna Seasonal Harvest Pillows. So this is the pattern. I have one more of these to go, which is winter. This one's a battle for me to stitch because of the over one stitching that there is. I can get all of the regular stitching done, and then when I get to the over one, it takes me like 3 days to do all of the over one, and it's not much, but that's how long it takes me. So this is 25 count Vintage Country Mocha, or oatmeal Lugana. I'm not sure which one. And there is the finish. So all of this here, so this corn and then autumn harvest are all stitched. So I use 2 strands of floss over 1. And I use the 2 because I'm doing 25 count. If I were doing 28 or 32, I'd probably use 1 strand. But I've been using 2 because it gives it a fuller look on the 25 count. And I know everyone has a different opinion on that. And then these are just straight stitches over here. And this is all straight stitches. But it kind of is like, I'm sure that's actually probably a specialty stitch of some kind because it's like a burst of something. But it's really cool. And then I think there's some straight stitches in here too. But that is autumn harvest, so I do need to get that finished because I still have summer up on my hutch. And then I need to start on winter. I've got everything kitted up. I gotta do it. I gotta start it. I gotta get motivated to start it. All right. And then my last fall finish was, that was the whip. Let's see, I put the picture away. My fall on the farm. And this is with a moo here. So this is chart number 6. So I am 2/3 of the way done with this one. I wanted to get that done this year, but I'm not sure it's gonna happen. And that one is over here. I haven't cut my fabric down, so everything's all together. And I am using the called for colors. I'm using 28 count, what is this? Mushroom Lugana, maybe? Yes, 28 count Mushroom Lugana for this series. I'm stitching them individually, as you can tell. I do have a finishing idea. It's actually something my dad's going to make, so they'll be finished individually, so he's got to make 9 finishing pieces. And I've got to get him the dimensions for what I want him to do. So he said he could do it when I showed him the pictures. So we will get those at some point. And then my idea is to switch these out with the, is it Farmhouse Christmas Little House Needleworks that I have started this series. I've got 2 of them done maybe, and another one that's a whip. So if I ever get those done, my idea is just to switch them out on the same finishing pieces. That way, and put them in the same kind of display area. So we'll see. But I do still have 3 more of these to go. And I think I said I'm using called for colors. I just got a floss pack when the series first came out from Annabella's on Etsy. And so I still have plenty of floss there to finish up the rest of it, I think. And so then when I finished that one, I did go ahead and I started number 7. I am going in order. Number 7. So that's number 7. And I have the border done. Real exciting. So maybe I'll try to finish this one up just so it's a whip off my list and then finish the other 2 next year. Or if I could just get in the mood to stitch some fall while I'm still stitching Christmas. I don't know. We'll see. I'd hoped to finish the series, but at last I did not. That's okay. So technically that's also one of my whips, but since they're all in the same bag, I just shared them together. All right, so for my Christmas finishes, when the Housewives started their ornaments this month, I could not resist because they are super cute and they're stitched on white. I've not stitched on plain white in a long time. And so it has been kind of like a breath of fresh air to stitch on it because it goes a lot faster. It's just easier. So I've been really enjoying it. So this is the first one that they released 2 weeks ago almost. So this is Joy, and it's on 28 count white Monaco. And there's my finish there. I do on both of my finishes have a mistake, counting mistake. So my J is 1 stitch up from these. So these 2 are 1 stitch down. So it's not gonna, when I finish it, completely line up evenly on the board, but I think it'll be fine. By the time I realized it, it was not worth trying to tear it out. So I did not. So that's the finish there. And these I am gonna finish as ornaments. Probably the Priscilla and Chelsea method of finishing. So the next one that they did was Santa's Sleigh. I think the only color change that I made was I'm using Really Tealy for the light blue instead of the Tropical Paradise, but everything else is either called for Classic Colorworks or the DMC conversion. And there is the second one. Same thing here. My Sleigh is 1 lower than everything else because for some reason I can't count over. I have no idea. I don't know what happened, but there we are. And I think these guys are so cute. So I've already cut fabric because I'm assuming I'm probably gonna love whatever they put out for the rest of the month. So I've already cut the fabric and got them ready to go for the next ones. All right, so my final 2 finishes. Oh, where'd the pattern go for that? Well, I need to show the pattern for that. Oh, it's right here. Okay, so for my daughter, these are my daughter and my son's last ornaments. I had 2 each already stitched for them for their ornaments. And I had 1 more that I wanted to do. So my goal was to do 3 ornaments for each of them for this year. Last year I stitched 1, so this year I wanted to up the ante a little bit and stitch 3. So I've got 2 of them done. My daughter, I was going to do one of these snowbells from Lizzie Kate, the 6 snowbells, but I decided instead, because I found this in my stash, it is Country Cottage Kids Little Ballerinas by Country Cottage Needleworks. So what I did is I took, which one? This little girl here. And I've already got the finishing piece for it. I'll show that soon. And so I just took her and I stitched her up. So I've just got to finish her up now. Because my daughter started ballet this year with her cousin, and so I thought that this was appropriate to commemorate this year of doing ballet. Whether she continues it or not, she did it this year, so it counts. And then this weekend, I finished up my son's ornament because he kept asking me, where's mine, where's mine? You finished all of Sissy's, where's mine? So I finished his up. So this is the Hinzeit, I'm not sure how you say that, Love Soccer piece. And I stitched it on a mystery piece of like greenish fabric. And it's I think it's a 28 count. At least that's what it felt like as I was stitching it. And I just used 310, and I'm sure, I don't think, I did not, it calls for ecru, but I think I used 3865 instead of ecru, since my fabric was a little bit darker. I didn't have to go with like an off-white like they did. And then I did use the 645 gray, which is what it calls for. So it's only 3 colors. It's super small. It is 31 wide by 41 high. So it did not take me but that day. So I finished this up Sunday. My husband was driving. We were, I can't remember where we were driving, but anyways, wherever we went on Sunday, he was driving. So I worked on it a little bit there and then finished it up at night. There is a mistake here, the E. So I, instead of stitching 1 stitch over here, kind of like the other ones, they've got that little embellishment. The E is just straight, so you can kind of see. But again, not a big enough thing for me to feel like I needed to fix. It wouldn't have taken much to fix it, but I didn't want to tear it out and fix it. So those are my finishes. So lots going on. And like I said, I'm now going into Christmas stitching. So there'll be more ornaments. I've got bigger pieces in my whips that I'm working on that I'd like to finish. So we'll just kind of see. So let's go ahead and move into whips. I'm just following my plan because I've got everything written out so I don't forget. This is technically still a whip because I haven't finished everything yet on it. But it's almost a finish. I just need to take the time to actually finish. Do some French knots, I think, is all I have left on this one. So I am stitching 3 snow globes. These are gifts. 3 sets of 3 snow globes, if that makes sense. So I'm stitching the same pattern 3 times, but I'm doing that 3 times because I have a display that I'm going to do for a Christmas gift for 2 people. I'm not going to name names in case they end up watching. But the first ones that I did, am I missing one? Were, these are by Bent Creek. They're called Merry Moments Flurries. Super small, like 31 by 31 or something like that. These are the first ones that I've showed before that I finished. And then the next ones that I am almost done with are the little snowmen. So all I have to do on these is put the red and yellow or gold on the tree. So they've got, I don't know if you can see it there. They've got French knots for like the ornaments. I'll do colonial knots though. But I have not done those yet. So that's all I have left to do on these. So there is those finished. And my plan for finishing these, I was initially only going to do 1 this way, but I may do all 3 of them this way. I haven't decided. But I did go to Hobby Lobby yesterday, and they had the snow globes that I've been looking for. So this is how it's going to get finished. So this one fits. I bought a couple different sizes. And I initially didn't see them because I was looking in the craft area, which those are generally like in the middle of the aisles with all the crafts, and they've only got the big ones there. But then we went down the unfinished wood section, and on the other side of that were all the different sizes for these. So I was like, oh my gosh, how did I miss these? I was waiting for them to show up in the Christmas section, but they probably weren't going to show up in the Christmas section. But then I've got a bigger size that I think would work for this one. So I might finish them all the same way and come up with a way for them to stand up on the display that I have that they're going to go. I had thought I was only going to do one of them that way and then finish the other ones on like a wood board or something. But now I'm not sure how I want to do it. So if it all goes well, finishing one of them this way, I might try to do all 3 of them. So I've got one more pattern still to stitch for this gift, and I've got to stitch it 3 times. And it is the bigger of the 3 of them. So it is a piece of the Snow Globe Mantle by Bent Creek as well. So they're all by Bent Creek. I guess I should say I did change the colors. So on this one, you can see it's got a blue bottom, and this is like a light blue around it. So I decided instead, because I want to keep them all the same theme or kind of coordinating, I did the brown, and then I just did white. Because it's a snow globe, I wanted it to have white around it rather than the blue. But that's the only change that I made. So once I get the next one going, I will share that one with you because I don't have a cover photo for it. I've only got the pattern. All right, so that is a whip. Just throw that down there. Let's go ahead and show this one. This is the November sampler by Country Cottage Needleworks. I am changing the colors again on this one. All right, so here we go is where I'm at. I am so close to finishing it. Try to get up there. Again, 28 count coffee tea-dyed Monaco. So I'm not changing any of the content this time, like I changed the last one. But I did change, this is Weeks Dye Works Cypress for the house, because I wanted it to be a little bit darker. It was charted in, I don't know what color that is, but it's a really, really tealy blue. And I wanted it to be darker. And then again, up here for the darker leaves, I am using the Weeks Dye Works Sweet Potato, because again, it's one of my favorites. So all I have left is to do my turkeys and my pilgrims, and then the leaves down here, and then it will be done. I do have to figure out what color I'm going to do the door. I was trying to figure out what color would look good. So either the lighter pumpkin, which is actually what it calls for, is Pumpkin Harvest, I think, by Classic Colorworks is what it calls for there. Or the darker one, I'm not sure. Let me know your thoughts on that door. Because I haven't decided what I think looks good with that darker blue. It's a darker teal blue. It's not like a blue. So, all right, and then I will get to work on finishing up December, which December I have the roof of the house started. So I've got the first pieces done, and then I've got to do the rest of it. And then I have been working on, this was a whip from last year. So it is A Merry Little Christmas by Stitching with the Housewives. When I started this one, all I had were the lights up here and then the brown of the leaves there. So I've been working on this one quite a bit because I really want to get it finished, and it is one of my favorites. I've just been really enjoying it. And so I've kind of been going by color too. So rather than having to switch out my threads, like I wanted to get all the words done, so I went and I did all the words. That way I could kind of pick and choose where on the chart I wanted to work on next. So if I wanted to work on Santa and the reindeer and Mrs. Claus, or if I wanted to work on the truck or the trees or whatever. So I got all the white done. Then I did the black, because there's not a ton of black. And then I went with the brown, so I finished all of the brown on the stems and the leaves and the trees. And then I've started working on, I did a little bit of red, and now I'm going to start working on green. Anyhow, this is where we're at. So I had, I coffee tea dyed this, but I Rit dyed it first. So I Rit dyed it denim blue maybe, or evening blue, one of the two. So I Rit dyed it, and then I coffee tea dyed it, and it's 28 count Monaco. And I'm using all of the called for colors except for DMC or DMC conversion of the called for colors. So as you can see, I did all the words, and then I filled in this box. So this is all white fill-in, and I figure I'll either save that for last or save it for when I'm driving or my husband's driving and I'm writing, because it's just easy fill-in. So when I need easy fill-in, I'll just save that for that kind of time. But when I'm sitting down at night, I'm able to work on this part. So I think, as you can see, I've got green ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and start working on the green across here, the dark green in the tree. I think these branches are dark green, and then some of the little trees are a lighter green. So I might do those and then save Santa and Mrs. Claus for last because they're super cute. And I'm excited to work on them. And I do have the red check border down here to do. And the truck has a tree in him as well. So there's still a little bit to do, but I don't think this will take too long to finish up. No idea how I'm going to finish it. I'm just going to have to go into my craft room and come up with something. So that one has been taking a lot of my attention because I've really enjoyed working on it the last week or so. All right, and then I had a new project that I want to get done before December, and I'll tell you why. So in order to do that, I needed to get started, but I also needed a new bag. So I made this bag. I had everything ready to go. I just had not put it together, and I still have 5 bags that are ready to go. They've just not been sewn together, but I'm probably not going to get my sewing machine out again the rest of the year because me and the sewing machine don't get along very well, and I just don't want to deal with it. So I did finish this one though. I was really excited to finish it. I got the fabric off of a shop on Etsy that it was on clearance a good year ago, and I thought the fabrics matched perfectly and would be a great bag, and so I just put it together, and there's my bag, and there's my colors and my scissors. So this project is Cottage Needleworks Countdown to Christmas. And I got this pattern on clearance, I think at my local needlework shop a while ago, and that was that's up in Pigeon Forge, and it's Dixie Darlin', which we were supposed to go there last weekend while everyone was off. Go up to Pigeon Forge because there's a craftsman fair up there going on for the next week and a half. However, with potty training, she did not pick it up as fast as we were hoping, so we had to cancel the trip and just focus on her, which is it's what she needed to do. But we're hoping that she'll be doing, I mean, she's doing pretty good. So we're hoping that maybe on Saturday after soccer, we can make a trip up there. It's about a 2+ hour drive for us. So we can go to the Craftsman Fair. I'm hoping to hit up my needlework shop too, because I've not been in a needlework shop in like 1.5 years almost now, because we don't go up there but once a year, and we didn't go on a camping trip this year. So normally when we go on a camping trip, I'm able to go, but we didn't go on one this year. Anyway, that was a sidetrack. So this is the pattern that I'm working on. So I saw someone on Instagram, and I wish I could remember who it was. You could probably just look up the hashtag and find her. And she had finished the boxes, the outline, and then the houses up here. And she left the boxes open. So what she's going to do is every day in December, she's going to stitch one of the boxes. And these boxes are 17 by 19. So that number is small. Whatever is inside that box is really small. So it'll take 20 or 30 minutes, I think, a day to stitch that little part. And it'll just be, I think, a fun thing to do. I know Pine Needles 2 Christmases ago, I think. I'm pretty sure. It wasn't last year. Yeah, last year was Halloween. So 2 years ago, they did a stitch along where every day they released a free pattern, and it was a little block a little bit bigger than this. And I did stitch that. And so it was a lot of fun to do something every single day. And even if you get behind, these are going to be quick to catch up on. So my goal is to get the border done and the houses done. So I have been working on it. That border, though, because it's, what is that, 5 by 5 blocks, it's taking a little bit longer than I had hoped. So I haven't even started on the houses yet. But this is, I think it's 32 count. Oh, lamb's wool, I think is what it is. But I cut the fabric down because I was stitching on a really big piece of fabric, and it just was not working for me. And my needle is parked there, so I'm not going to move it right now. So what I am doing is I stitched these boxes first to where I had a baseline of where my lines needed to go. And then I'm just going vertically all the way up. And then there's 2 spaces in between each box. So vertically, but there's a lot of verticals. So I've got 2 more verticals to go. So 1 here and 1 here. But these ones I don't have to count because I just have to go up next to that one, see how high that one is, because I know the counting is correct. I double and triple checked it every single time, made sure they lined up, and then keep going. So I think those 2 lines will take no time. And then I'm just going to stitch across on the horizontal lines. So I think I can finish this border up pretty quickly. And I do still have to do another candy cane line before I can start working on the houses. So that's where we're at. This one's going to get some attention in the next month and a half because I want to get it done before December 1st to where I can be working on those boxes. But I really liked that idea, and I really love this piece. So I think I can get it done. And let's see. Oh, there was one whip from fall I forgot to share. So this is Heart and Hand We Won Blessings. And this is actually my second time stitching this because I did not realize I had already stitched it once until I pulled my fall stuff out last year. And I started this one for Mania last year. Ridiculous. But I wanted to try to get it done this year, but it is not done. So I've just been working my way up that pumpkin. So the pumpkin's almost done. So once I finish the pumpkin, it won't take any time. And then I'm probably going to finish it on a paddle of some kind, like this. And then give it to my mom, probably. So she can have something for display. Since I've got an extra one, I might as well. I do want to stitch it and finish it because I started it. I don't want to abandon it. All right, so that's that one. And then my final one is the one that I'm going to share with my news. So last time I told you guys that we are expecting our third baby. So I thought I would have fun and see if y'all thought it was a boy or a girl. So the statistics are 52% said girl and 48% said boy. So the hints that I gave were the heart rate, which the heart rate was 167 at the 9-week appointment. And the old wives' tale is that the higher the heart rate, if it's above 150, I think, then it's a girl. If it's below that, then it's a boy, so like in the 140s. Generally, the baby's heartbeat is somewhere in the high 100s or mid to high 100s. And so this baby's was 167. My daughter's was, I think, somewhere up there. So she's 3. Hers was somewhere up there. And I actually want to say my son's was above 152. So I wasn't entirely sure how accurate that one was. And the other one was... The other hint that I gave was how I had been feeling. So with my son, I wasn't really ever sick. With my daughter, I was very sick until about 20 weeks. And then with this one, I have been kind of in the middle. And so that was one of the hints that I was like, I was leaning. This is going to give it away. I'll tell you in a minute where I was leaning because I already told you guys my leaning was wrong. So anyways, I've been feeling in the middle. One thing I've had is tons of fatigue. Thankfully, I'm 25 weeks today. That has finally started to diminish a little bit. So I'm getting more energy, able to stay up a little bit later, still get up in the morning to go to school and be fine, not need a nap during the day. And so that's been really good. So that's given me more time to do things, stitch, work, whatever I need to do. And, but then the sickness has mostly diminished as well, thankfully. I wasn't super sick. It's just that I just didn't feel good for 20 weeks or something ridiculous. And so that was a lot like my daughter, though, but I was super sick with her. It was bad. Anyhow, so without further ado, I am stitching the baby sampler. And this is the baby sampler. As a reminder, it is by Leisure Arts. This pattern is a good 15 years old because I did it for the first time for my niece, my oldest niece, who is now 15. So I like to change up the fabric. I like to change up the color of the feet. And depending on the gender, and not just keep it to pink and blue, but I've done green. I think my son's is green. My daughter's is purple. One of my nieces has one of the tealer blues because her brother had the dark blue. Her sisters had the pink and the purple, so I needed some other colors. So I did some other colors there. I think I did a dark pink and a light purple, or a light pink for them too, because they've got 4 girls. So I didn't want them to all be the same. So I've done all kinds of different things with this pattern. And then I just chart out the name. It gives you an alphabet in here. And so I just chart out the name and the date on I've got a software that I can do that on and then put it in. That way it shows up evenly. So I am using, it is a 28 count Lugana. It is called Pansy, if that's a hint. And this is my start on it. So the 52% wins. It is a girl. So this is our second girl. I thought it was going to be a boy because I wasn't nearly as sick as I was with my daughter. So I thought that I would be super sick. I think maybe part of the reason I wasn't as sick is because I know a little bit better how to manage the sickness. And so I was wearing C-bands. I was drinking tea. I was taking vitamin B6. I was doing all the things. Peppermint, to avoid being sick. So I think I knew this time how better to handle it. Whereas because I wasn't ever sick with my son, I didn't know how to handle it with my daughter. I didn't do my research very well. Anyways, So this is the start of it. So I'm just working down the border, and I've only worked on this one day. So I've got a lot of, it won't take me long to do it. I just need to sit down and do it. But I think because I don't have like a deadline that I need to meet right now, because she's due the end of January, that I'm not in like a huge rush to get it done. But that is where we're at so far. And it is a lot of color changes too. So I tried to work my way down to not have to change my needle so much. So just try to work my way down the border if I can. But it's like 8x2 blocks. They're not bad. I just don't like having to change my needle out a bunch. So there you go. All right. I do have an appointment today with my doctor this afternoon, so we'll be checking in. But she is moving, and she's an active little thing. There's no doubt about that. All right, so those are all of my whips. So we've done finishes, FFOs, whips. Someone had mentioned in my last video, I shared the 2022 ornament edition that came in for just cross stitch, and that there were only a handful of pieces that I was really like in love with that I wanted to stitch. So maybe I would go through and show you guys what those were. So I wanted to just take a minute and show you some of the ornaments that I really liked in here. So I just went through and bookmarked them. So the first one that I liked was this one, which is Sweetly Sing O'er the Night. And this one is by Sweet Wing Studio. So I think that's why I like this one. A lot of them are designers that I like. And so when I look at them, I don't look at the designer first. I look at the picture, but then I like to see who the designer is. And then I'm like, oh, well, of course I like it because I like that designer and what they stitch. So that one did not surprise me at all that I liked that one. So the next one is this one here. And it is Christmas at the Farm by Pickle Barrel Designs. And I do like their pieces. I've never stitched one of theirs, but I do like them when I see them on Instagram. So that was one that I liked. Let's see. So I don't think this magazine would take me too long to go through. This one did have 3 that I liked on it. I think the second time through I went through it, I found a couple extra that I did like. So number 1, and this is Dames of the Needle. It's called Yuletide. And then number 3, which is over here, this reindeer. This is Rudolph by Century Farm Stitching, which I've not heard of. And then number 5 is by Praiseworthy Stitches, and it's the Christmas Stag. Which one's number 5? I think this is number 5. Why can I not see the numbers? I think it's that one. So those are the 3 on that page. So we're up to 5. That's not bad. 5 that I like. Bear with me as I find the next one. Okay, so we are on the, this is number 4. Oh, yes. And this is by Living on the Rainbow, who I love. I'm not going to show it today because I didn't get enough done. I just had like 20 minutes last night while I was finishing up some things to stitch. So I didn't get a lot of stitching time last night, but I was working on one of Living on the Rainbow whips that I have, and I love Living on the Rainbow. She's on Etsy. She's a Ukrainian designer. She's got some really cute things, and this is one of them. And then she's got some other ones that are just like this one. So I knew that I would like that one because it's similar to some of the other ones that she has done. And then this is another one that had a couple on it. So number 1 is by My Big Toe Designs. I do like their patterns, but I've not done them before. So that's the first one. It's called Behold. Number 3 is by a Mindful Needle, and it's called Oh Star. I think it's this one here. So number 3. And then number 6 is MTV Designs Noel, which is, oh, that's the one up here. Noel. So those are the 3 on that page that I liked. I think there's only one more. And this is number 7, Baking Spirits Bright. It's by Barefoot Needle Art. And it's that one. So I don't know how many that is. It's more than the 5 that I thought that there would be from this magazine, but it's still not a ton. It still makes the magazine worth it. I mean, the magazine comes with, if you have a subscription to Just Cross Stitch, and normally it's $10. So I mean, if there's even just 2 or 3 that you like, it still makes the magazine worth it because ornaments go for $4 or $5 a piece. So it still is definitely worth the purchase. Okay, so after that, I thought I would go ahead and do haul, and then I'll do the giveaways from last time, giveaways for this time, and a few stitchy plans and things like that. So as far as haul, that is actual cross stitch. The first thing, I had not gotten this, maybe I had, I don't know if I showed it last time. If not, here it is. This is the September Floss Fix. Can't remember if I got them. Anyways, it is Pecan Praline, so these are the colors into them. Definitely colors that I will use, browns. And then this is October, which is Gunmetal Gray. So there's a whole bunch of grays that I will also use. And Black Coffee's in there, which is always a good one. And then Zac Black, I like that one too, because it's a darker black, I think. Or a lighter, it's a lighter black. All right, so that came in. I just got my December month-to-month last night. This is the November month-to-month with the floss. I'm still holding on to these patterns, maybe next year. What I thought I might do is stitch the small pieces, put them on display, and then work on the big pieces. Because the small pieces I don't think will take very long. And they're all very, very cute. But the bigger pieces are definitely going to take me longer. So there's December. Love it. And then love all the December ones that they've got coming out this month. They're all very cute. I really like the Christmas trees. Super cute. And so I don't know where these all of this came from. I think I had a 1, 2, 3 stitch order that I put in where I got some things. Some of this is from Market that I got from Annabella's. And so I'll show that. All right, so this is Hello Winter by Primrose Cottage Stitches. I haven't stitched any of these, but they're all cute. And I've got them. This, oh, I think I actually might go ahead and put this in my to stitch soon pile. This is Heart and Hand Pocket Round December 25th because I did bring it. I may have to get up here in just a second and grab that. I forgot the box. That's also haul. Anyways, I've got a finishing piece probably for that one. So that one's going to hang out for a second. Harvest and Home by Heart and Hand. This was one of the new releases, I believe. And then I think this one was on sale, maybe? No. I don't know why I have that one here. Oh, that's a giveaway that someone did not claim. That's why I have it there. It is not haul. Okay. Okay, so from Annabella's. So they are starting to release patterns, and I thought this one, a lot of them are really cute, but this is just the first one that stuck out to me. And then Manny Donna Harvest Night. And I'm sure there's over 1 stitching in here because it's Manny Donna, but I love her stitching. I'm trying to see. Maybe this one doesn't have any. Ooh, that would be exciting. Because most of her patterns have over 1, and it is just so difficult for me. For some reason, it's difficult. And then Sweet Wing Studio. So I told you I really like them. Blessed Beyond Measure. I love this one. And then I did get, they were out of the other new color, and I can't remember what color it is, but I did get the new Classic Colorworks Summer Sky. They did have that one in stock. So I got that one. And both of, or the Punch Me Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine came in. And so that, I think I've got the digital one too. So this has like Bucket Brigade and tons of really cute patterns. So you can, oh, why do I do that? I'm gonna have to edit that out now. Y'all, I thought I got all my stickers covered up, but I did not. All right, and then just cross stitch. So there'll be an edit here in a minute because of my address. I don't want to put that out there. Sorry, guys. Okay, and then the last thing, as far as like stitching stuff, was my, oh, hold on, there's something else in here. What is in here? I mix things together. This is from Double Cross Stitcher. Little House Needleworks. And these are the,
I know that one.
I was not talking to you. Sorry, that was my, I don't want to say her name because she's going to talk. Anyhow, Thanksgiving Petites. So I've got the fall one and now the Thanksgiving one. She posted a preview of the winter one, which is going to be super cute. And then they also had these really cute buttons that I got. I'm pretty sure that was from Double Cross Stitcher. No, I don't know. Okay. And then Color and Cotton, the fabric of the month, 28 count Lugana, was Nantucket. So a neutral color. That's the club that I'm in, is in the neutrals. All right, so that is all of that haul. Like I said, I did a little shopping yesterday. Walmart has, in their dollar section, they've got their fall stuff on clearance. So these were $1.50 each. So they're the little rolling pins. I think I got every single one that they had. So these are the 3 ones, and they were $1.50 because they were on clearance, normally $3. I ran into my mom at Walmart. She was like, what are you going to do with those? I'm going to decorate a tiered tray with them, probably. These were $2.50 each, and so they're just little blocks with the wood beads on them. So this one is Blessed. This one says Hello Fall with the wood beads. More decoration, and then Harvest. So if you are in the Walmart area and you have the dollar section, they might have those for you. Oh, and then they had this one too. Leaves Are Falling, Autumn is Calling. And it was, again, $2.50 on clearance. I just like the beads. I'd probably put a stitched piece on this at some point, I'm guessing. And then we also my daughter and I were running errands. We ran into Target. And so the Target dollar spot, number one, I got some stocking stuffers for my kids, which is fantastic. We like to have their stockings overflowing. And then they also had these like unfinished ornaments, which I thought would be cute to do. And so this is one of them that they had. And then this is another one. So just paint them or stain them or whatever, and you can put them on your cross stitch finishes or put them on an ornament or whatever. So that they were really cute. So I grabbed those. And then I've never done macrame, but they had this little kit and I thought it would be cute because they're just these little wreaths that you do in DIY. So I thought that would be fun. So that was $3. And not really cross stitch related, but crafting related. So yeah, no. All right. And then I ran into Hobby Lobby. I did get some other finishing things, but I thought I'd just show these ones. I'm knee deep in all of the ornaments that I have stitched over the last year and trying to finish them. So they are all over my craft table that I've got. I've got the finishing pieces that they're going on. I've got the backing fabric coordinated. I've got all of the sticky board or mat board cut out. So the next step is and I've already got this weekend while we were potting trading and I was just sitting here, I was gluing down because I'm going to do batting on them this year. I've not done batting on every single time that I've done an ornament, but this year I wanted to do batting on them. So I was cutting down all the batting and gluing them down and all that good stuff. And that took a while because, like I said, there's like 20 or so of them. And that's not counting the ones that I showed today that I'm going to have to finish as well. So I'm knee deep in finishing. I haven't figured out like the bows or anything like that, or anything. But Chantel on 141 Design Company, which I forgot the box. It's over on the counter. I'm not going to grab it. But there's, so the Mystery Make-Along, I think is what it's called. I did get my box for that. There's 10 finishing ornaments. I know tonight she's doing her first finishing tutorial on that. But she did a live stream at Hobby Lobby and was showing some finishing things. And one thing was greenery, which I have not done a ton of greenery in my ornament finishing. But I'd like to add some of that to them. So what I found, I mean, even though the Christmas stuff is 50% off, any of like the long greenery, it was still going to be like $25 for one of them because they're $50 to begin with, which I understand. But this I found in the regular floral section and it was $20, but it was 50% off. And I still thought it would be really great for finishing because you only need like a little sprig of that for an ornament and it still kind of has the white finish on it. So I think this is what I'm going to use on the ornaments instead. So that I picked up, and then this is a wreath. I have one finish that was supposed to be an ornament and I still may figure out how to put this on my tree, but it's a little bit big. Anyways, one of my finishes is going to go in this. This was 50% off. I'm going to do a circle finish and put it in there and probably put a bow on it. And that's going to be one of my finishes. I don't know where it's going to go. But I was trying to find a piece that would fit because this was technically a bigger ornament. And I couldn't find a finishing piece. I didn't want to do it just on plain sticky board that way. So I was looking for something and that's what I came up with. And then this is just like a little wooden ornament. It's really cute. So it's got like a little hanger. And you could do a circle finish on it. This might even fit on it, the heart and hand, depending on what size fabric you do. So then all I gotta do is put it on there And if you wanted to add an embellishment up there, you could do that. But one of the boards, there were 2 or 3 circle finishes in the Merry Make-Along. And so I think, and I'll show you, that goes into plans. But I'm not going to get to plans yet. There's another circle finish that's, I think, Heart and Hand that I want to do as well. I'll put that one over there. So let's go ahead and do giveaways, and then I'll go into my plans. So the giveaways from last time, let's see. We had 3 of the seasonal pieces that were courtesy of my friend Beth. And so the first one was July 9 patch. So this is by Primrose Cottage Stitches, and it goes to Linnea DeHaven. So Linnea, so Linnea or Linnea DeHaven. Congratulations. So email me. What you'll do is you'll email me at the email listed below and let me know what you won and your address, and I will get this in the mail to you. And then August 9 patch goes to Linda Seaman. Linda Seaman. And number 3 is Calendar Crate to June. And this one goes to Stitching Granny of 17. So just email me. Congratulations to the 3 winners. And I just like to do, giveaways. I've had things donated to me from kind viewers. And so I like to do these just to say thank you for watching and hanging out with me. And I just appreciate you guys being here with me. So I do have, I had another one. Goodness, I thought I had 5. We'll do 4 because I can't find the other one. That's probably the one that I was, please hold. I've stacked everything back in here. See if I can find it. That's the one that I was going to redistribute out because it was not claimed. Here it is. All right, we're going to do this one again. Okay. So we have 5 giveaways. So this one was not claimed as a previous giveaway, so I'm going to go ahead and do it again today. So if you are interested in the giveaways, I am really bad about reminding of this. So please like the video, be a subscriber, don't say the word giveaway, winner, anything like that, any of the buzzwords, just because I do want this to go to a stitcher and someone who's going to use it, and we don't want any of the trolls or anything like that out there. And then you'll just list the number in your comment below, because there's going to be 5 that you're interested in winning, and I will use the random comment generator on my next video. And the question is, are you still stitching Halloween, or have you moved into Christmas stitching? And is there a favorite piece that you're working on, or something like that? Give us some inspiration on what you're working on. All right, so number 1, I'm going to do a 28 count linen. It is antique green. It is 27.5 by 15 piece. So I've got a stash of linen that I'm probably never going to stitch on, so I'm slowly incorporating that into giveaways. So this is number 1. Number 2 is going to be Jingles by Lizzie Kate, and this is the Mary. So you can see the entire thing down here. This is a duplicate one because I've not stitched these yet. I do want to stitch them, but I had 2 patterns. So that's number 2. Number 3 is going to be Claus Christmas by Stitching with the Housewives, and this was courtesy of Beth. Thank you, Beth, for sharing this. That's number 3. Number 4 is going to be Heart and Hand Christmas Medley, another duplicate pattern that I have. I have not stitched this one, but it is in my stash. And there are some buttons, and it does not come with the buttons, so it doesn't have that. But I think you can probably get that online somewhere. So number 4, and then number 5 is another duplicate that does not have my address on it, and it is the Just Cross Stitch Ornament 2009 edition. And so if you don't have 2009 and you need to add that to your collection, this is number 5. So just list out the numbers for the giveaways. All right, so finally, my plans. I've got a few here that I'm going to go over with you guys. Like I said, I'm pretty much full into Christmas. So I am going to finish the November sampler of the month, start working or finish up the December one as well, and then keep working on, ornaments. I'm, like I said, working on finishing all of the ornaments, and so that will be something that I will share with you as I get them finished. But I'm kind of doing them all together, so they'll eventually get done, probably mid-November. Anyway, so work on finishing those, stitching more Christmas. This is one of the patterns that I want to do for probably one of the Mary Make Along circle pieces, and it is Heart and Hand Pocket Round Holiday Home. And I think that one's going to be super quick. The colors are pretty simple. I've got them all pulled. And then I think I could probably use some of the same colors for this one. So I think I'm going to do these two. So I'm going to put them together. I just need to cut another piece of fabric because I've got that kitted up. I'm going to do December 9 patch. So that one will be quick too. And finish up that series for me. The Trail Creek Farms winter piece. The small one, I'm going to try to get that one done. That'll be quick as well. And then two more that I was going to share. I'll share that one last. All right, so I have been doing the, let's see, I've got the pattern here. Buffalo Plaid series by the Housewives. This was in the 2021 Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazines. And so I now have 3 of the 4 seasons, and then there are 3 holiday pieces, which I have not stitched those yet, but I'm working on just the seasonal pieces first. So winter is the last one that I need to do. And so I'm going to get started on that, hopefully get that done by the end of the year, so it can be up, you know, January, February timeframe. And I am stitching this on a piece of 28 count dyed Monaco. And I think it's an evening blue, maybe, piece that I'm doing it on. And I'm still trying to decide. I pulled, I think Rain Shower will show up okay. That's Rain Shower. I think it'll be okay, but if I start stitching it and it's not, because there's not a ton of it, it's mostly inside the white, which should help it pop if it's inside the white. So we'll see. But I need to get started on that border at least, because those borders take me a while. But I've got all of the floss kitted up and ready to go. So I just need to get that one started. Trying to keep up with the series that I have so that I can keep them in display. And then the other one is the Cornhusker State Stitchers. They are doing a stitch along, and they've done a couple of them recently, but this is the first one that I am participating in because I've just had too much going on, but I do love this piece. So they are doing Primrose Cottage Stitches, Christmas Rules. So there is the piece. It is a big one. And this starts the end of the month. I want to say the 29th of October. But they're just doing, and it's not going to be done, I think it'll be done Christmas week maybe. So 1 block a week. So it's going to take like 8 weeks. But it seems super doable with what the size of the blocks. So this will at least be a finish for the year. And then it'll be able to be displayed next year. So on my Instagram and my Instagram stories, I asked everyone what fabric I should use. So I had 2 colors that I was going off of. And the winner was the, I think this is Picture This Plus Crystal Dwarf, and it's 28 count. Pretty sure it's 28 count. And so that is the winner. So it is a shimmery blue. I've never worked with like a glittery shimmery fabric before, so I'm excited to give that a try. And I've got all of the floss pulled, and this is a project bag that I made as well last year, I think. And so this is the pattern with the fabric. So that is one of my plans as well. And then I do have, you know, of the 41, I think it's 41 that I said, I forgot the baby feet. So that's actually probably more than 41. And the ones that I've started, I probably have more than 41 whips right now, y'all. Of the 40-something whips that I have, a good 15 of them are probably Christmas. So I was thinking I might do a Christmas whip parade, kind of like I did with the fall whip parade. Let me know what you think. To show you where I'm at and then see what kind of progress I can make through the Christmas season. Throw that video in there. Do another regular Flosstube coming up. I have another special edition that I want to do in November. If you've watched me last year, you probably could figure out what that is. But I won't say anything else about that. But hopefully that'll be mid to late November, before Thanksgiving, I'm thinking. But I can get, but there's work that I need to get done to do that. So, and then do another regular video, and then we'll just see how the year finishes out for videos and what next year brings. So anyways, those are my plans. This is another long video because it's been a month. I'll try to get back on here, depending on how much I get done in that time frame, for a regular video before 4 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. I can sneak it in. Just depends on work and what that's going to look like here in the next couple weeks. But anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If you're interested in the giveaways, like I said, just list the numbers. Let me know which number you want and what, if you're still working on fall, or when you're going to switch over to Christmas, or if you're going to switch over to Christmas, whatever are your plans and what you're working on. And I will hopefully see you guys here in just a few weeks. Have a great weekend. Bye.